It is Slaughter right here on your classic metal show from the Revolution release. That is The Tongue in Your Groove. What is that about, Chris?
I don't know, man. I've never been able to figure that one out.
I think it's about woodworking. I think Demon has it right in the chat room. It's about woodworking.
Is that what that is? It's about putting the tongue of a piece of wood into the groove of another one?
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing you always pull that one. My second least favorite album of theirs.
It's A Tongue in Your Groove.
Yeah. I mean, I believe me, songs about licking pussy are fine with me. But I don't know. That album there, Mark just sounds like fucking somebody just keeps hitting him in the balls with a sledge.
Right.
He's like, yeah.
Well, that literally was my first big in-studio guest ever for the Classic Metal Show.
Mark Slaughter?
Yes.
Really?
I actually went and picked him up at the hotel.
Okay.
And took him to the WSTB studios.
Right.
And he did a 2-hour segment with me on the CMS Live.
My God, there had to be like 15 or 16 excited fans for that.
Holy shit.
Wow, Mark Slaughter at WSTB.
Wow. It was wild. It's crazy.
That's the biggest thing that's ever hit this place.
Yeah.
Probably was.
It was. It probably was. Yeah, I brought a lot of big talent to that station.
Dude, I remember when I was on radio at WSTB, in my junior year of high school, everybody else was just doing their little dumb shows. And somehow I found a way to get Jack Blades to call in.
Is that right?
On my show.
Wow.
7:45 a.m.
Nice.
And I don't know how I did it. I just kept pestering. My mom got me a phone number somehow, and that led to another phone number to another phone number. And the station manager, who Bob Long.
Sure. He
was like, I did this interview with Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
Right.
And he came in, he heard it in his car on the way in, and he come running in, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I was interviewing the guy from Night Ranger." And he was like, "How did you get the guy
no shit
to call into this little rinky-dink station?"
Right.
But yeah, and then I don't think anybody probably did any interviews until you came along.
Well, I was the first one who actually did a first live remote.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Nice.
They had the Rock Never Stops tour.
Right, sure.
And it was Warrant,
right,
Quiet Riot, Night Ranger, Dokken,
right,
and Firehouse.
Right.
Oh, and actually LA Guns with Ralph Saenz. That's actually where I met Ralph was the first time.
Okay, was that like 97-ish?
90, yeah, it was 97, 98, somewhere around there.
That was the night I almost fought George Lynch.
And I went...
Rainstorm night?
What was it?
Was that the Rainstorm night?
No. That was out at Odeon. Or not out the Odeon, but the Nautica.
Right.
Yeah, that was Alice Cooper, Dokken, Warrant, and Slaughter, I think.
Right.
No, that was not the same one. This one was out at a fireworks place. It was Midwest Fireworks out in Deerfield, Ohio.
I know where that is, sure.
Yeah. Well, I did the first live remote ever.
Okay. Nice.
And what I did was that I actually rented a van from like U-Haul or something.
Right.
And then I had the WSTB banner and I hung it alongside the van.
Nice.
And then I did a live remote via cell phone.
Wow.
And they actually had like a board op back at the station who would take my live reports.
Right.
And I was interviewing all the bands.
Nice.
From the live remote, and that was like the biggest thing ever because I was like talking to famous people.
You're like, "Hey, it's Neeley out here at the Rock Never Stops." And
yeah, in Deerfield. Yeah.
It's awesome.
They thought that was the baddest thing ever.
Hell yeah.
But it was just a matter of somebody taking the initiative to do it, Right.
And that was always the thing with WSTB was if you if you took the initiative, nobody was going to stop you.
Right.
But most people didn't. They just came in, did their air shift, and went the fuck home.
Yeah. But the thing is I planned this, ahead of time, and I got all the, I got the backstage passes and the credentials, and our good friend John Darlis.
Yeah.
He was my intern for that.
Oh, look at that.
So he was just like, dude, I'll do whatever it takes. I want to go out and be a part of this thing. Can you use me? And it's like, yeah, dude, come on out.
Yeah, nice.
See,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I actually have a photo of that. I'll have to dig it up and send it to you, and maybe you could post it on the CMS website or something. But it was the very first live remote that the CMS ever did.
See, that's awesome. That was what, 1998? 8?
Yeah, I think it was 98.
We are getting old as fuck, dude.
I know. It's almost been 20 years.
20 years since you did the first remote.
Yeah, I know.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.